in Adam came from somewhere else to the earth, and suddenly human being alien to this land. We think we must contact the island within the next 50 years. Well, that's really tough to don't want to say. If there are super intelligent aliens out there, that's probably unworthy of sadness. That's what terms cholesterol we are not much enough to relate. But I think some bias develop conflation and any anniversary celebration that's beyond interest in populating the galaxy, even without exceeding the speed of light. If we're moving, say, 10 or 20% of speed of light, you could populate the entire galaxy in, let's say, 10 million years. Maybe 20 million years max. This is nothing, this grand scheme of things. When you say wanted to die is on Mars, why? Do we want to be on Mars? That like if we're going to die someday, and if you got the face to somebody to die, and then we're not Mars. I know you were born in Earth, why not die on Mars? Seems like it's quite exciting, but I think as given choice between trying on Earth and trying on Mars, sure I die on Mars, but someone else has a Mars die fish, and if you die on Mars, I just don't want to impart. Let's come back to Earth. Actually, you twist that you are building tunnel under Washington DC. Why? What is? Let's see the part. Okay. Choice between that. Nobody happy you. Exactly. And let's get it serious. I think it's a very shout little. It means the same like so much. Travel or swimming, but I've been saying this for many years now, but I think that the solution urban congestion is the network of tunnels under cities. And when I say that, I don't mean interplanes of tunnels. I mean tunnels that's elevated, so you can go deeper than you can go up. Less precise and deeper the tallest building. So you can have the network of tunnels 20, 30, 40, 50 level. As many levels you want to really. Also, given that you can overcome the congress situation in any city in the world. The challenge is how to build the tunnels quickly and allows cost and with high safety. As the forms of the worst, you can spin the tunnel, trip and safe. Then that's where it's completely risk of any traffic situation in the city. And so I think that's why I think it's important technology. And Washington DC, LA is one of the major American cities, major export suffering from traffic issue, and mostly because we got building was that's what we want to level. And then people generally want to go in the ancestor time. So then you get a traffic check. Let's come back to your year in Dubai. The first time you miss is for the turn 2015 in your system pay is as also we have a person in UA in US service with China. Maybe not any features and unmorse have. We are here at the same time as the chaos past. Why not? I think actually it's going in China. So has entered challenges without charging and service infrastructure and various other things, but now actually goes well. And sure, the timing seems to be good to really make significant build. And this region starting in Dubai. In your opinion, what is the new disrupting thing that's become the nationality? What's the next technology? What's this nationality? That will destroy the way we live, will rethink the way we do business. Well, the most new impact from technologies transforms autonomous car, like from self-driving car. I think that will be happen faster than people realize. So, in that, it's going to be very convenient to be in the autonomous car, but the many people who each drive. So in fact, I think my single largest employer of people he trains in various firms, and so they will need to feature out newsroom for what do these people do. But this will be very disruptive and very quick. I should categorize what I mean by quick, because they are questioning different things of different people there about surveillance vehicle in the world, approaching a fast surveillance car and trust in this world. The total new vehicle production capacity is about 100 million, which makes sense because a life car truck become finally scrapped about 20 years. So the point which receives from autonomy appear will not be upon the switch the massive struggle on vehicle, because it will take a long time to make enough autonomous vehicle to disrupt employment. So that disruption I'm talking about will take place over about 20 years. These 20 years are a period of time to have, I think, something like 0 to 50% of the workforce be unemployed. Thank you. This is large global government summits we have. Over 159 governments here. I want to inspire government officials to be ready for the future. What's the pieces of advice can you give them? Well, I think the first piece of advice really plays close attention to the development of artificial intelligence. I think this is we need to be very careful in how we adapt artificial intelligence and to make sure that researchers don't get carried away, because something will happen is scientists can solve and introduce work they don't necessarily realize the manipulation and they are doing. And so I think it's important for public safety that governments keep close eyes on artificial intelligence, make sure that it's not there is a danger to the public. And let's say secondly, I would say we do need to think about transport in general. And there's the movement toward electric vehicle, sustainable transport. I think that's good for many reasons, but again, that's something that's happened readily that can happen slower down the Southeast driving vehicle, because probably something that happens over 30 to 40 years that changes an electric vehicle. So I think about that as context. Demand for electricity will increase dramatically. So currently in terms of total energy adjust in the world is 1/3 urban transport and 1/3 heating. So over the time that will transitions to a not all but predominantly electricity, which means demand for electricity will rapidly triple. So it's going to be important to have more electricity, and let's say they have busy job. That's any more challenging for them. No, well, I think maybe these change to a little bit worse rather mass unemployment. That's gonna be the massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we'll have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we have joy universal basic income. I think it to be necessary since that unemployed people will pay a cost to the labor because they know job. Machine robots take over, there will be fewer and fewer jobs that robots cannot do better. That's simply, I don't want to believe these are not things that I wish would happen. They are simply things that I think probably will happen. And so, if my assessment is correct, but what we need to say to do about it, and I think some kinds of universal basic income is going to be necessary. The output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, they will become abundance. There will be almost everything will be cheap, very cheap. I think the biggest is an upgrade in basic income is going to be necessary. The harder challenge, my talent challenge, and how people dance have meaning. A lot of people try their meanings from this employment. So if you're not needed, if you're not needed for your labor, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? It's much harder problem to deal with. And how do we ensure that the future is going to be the future that we should like? I think there is a potential. Past year research is really getting into science fiction of short and advanced science stuff. But having some sort of merger with biological intelligence and machine intelligence. To some degree, we are really stressful. You can apply digital tools that you have, your phone, the computer's application that you have, like the pastor, as mentioned earlier, you can ask the question, instantly gets answered, get a photo from other things. So you can touch your layer. I say touch because you can think in the purpose system kind of animal brain. That's an acoustic and high up thinking plan and your two cell interest layer. So you already have that and somebody die instead spots until around on up Jamie the pictures that the post on the social media that still live even to die. So over time I think with prophecy a lot more about biological intelligence and digital intelligence, and one is about bandwidth, the spiritual connection between your brain and your digital extension in yourself, particularly output. And if anything, it gets worse. We used to, like keyboards, we use a lot and we use most of inputs to our phone and your phone. And that is just very low. A computer can communicate at a trillion speeds per second, but your phone can maybe 10 speeds per second or 100 being generated. So some high bandwidth in the first two brain speeding will be something that had addressed similarities between human-machine intelligence, maybe solve the control problem and the euphonics problem. I guess really a train here is slow because all you think about the sport. Your idea are so huge. You want to go space and decided to go speed, you did it. You decided that you want to land your rocket back, you failed. 7 times and 8 times, yeah, something that it lands 4 times scared can't count. How do you come up with the ideas? Sometimes just pushing the human limit. You are always pushing human limit. What? Well, I think about what alternative solution is necessary in order to achieve the practical goal, and then try to make as progress that decision is possible. So in case of space life, there's critical spread flow that's necessary. Space life in practice and complete premise rocket. Just have first cap. You imagine that a rap were single use. I must one word only. Because you can buy like a 747 maybe you need to for road trip, and but nobody is going to pay millions of dollars to tickets to fly to those air travel. So that's because you can reduce these routes tens of thousands of times. The air travel becomes much more affordable, and the same matures rockets. Our rockets cost $60 million globally. So a capital cost can use once is $60 million. But if the capital cost, this can be used in thousands times, is $60,000. So then if you can carry a lot of people to fly, then you can get the cost of space flight to something not far from the cost of air flight. So it's true fundamental. Because Earth's gravity is quite steep, Earth has very high gravity. The difficulty of making rockets reusable is much better than the difficulty of making aircraft reusable. That's why a fully reusable rocket hasn't been developed thus far, but if you use the most advanced material, the most advanced design technique, and you get everything just right, that's kind of confident that you can do fully reusable rocket. Fortunately, Earth's gravity even 10% stronger. Oversize it wouldn't be impossible. You need a team around you to deliver a lot of ideas. How do you choose your team? Beyond what? Well, as for honest, that intends to be less pure smart than anything else. So when I interview somebody, this main question are always the same. What do you ask? And tell me the story of your life, and decisions that you made along the way and why you made them, and then tell us about some different problems you work on and how you solve them. And that's question I think very important because the people that really solve the problem, they know exactly how to solve it. They know little detail. And the people that you can solve the problem, this can maybe go one level and then they get stuck. So, what's were your biggest challenge in life? Big challenge in life? Well, no challenge when I stay alive when I'm trying to short is the worst. I think just thinking about how to spend time. One of the biggest challenges I think make sure you have is progress by book and then maintaining that correspond by sport over time and even when people want to take exactly what they want to hear. That's very easy. Yes. Time is over and I have to just one last question. If you follow me, if you want me to know what the romance myths we have, so many people young people actually from across the world. If you have advice to them, young people probably want to be right almost. What's your advice to them? I think that probably they shouldn't want to be you. I think you share better than easy. Yes, it's not. I must find being me as you. I don't know. You think so? Good is worse for sure, but it's. I'm not sure. I want to be me, okay? But I think my advice if you want to make forest thinking, I think that's the best analytical framework for, let's say, individual species. I recommend studying the thinking process around physics, like not just equation is really very helpful, but the way of thinking in physics is the best framework for understanding things that's culture, attitude, and always take position that your son will grow and your right to be less over time. One of the biggest mistakes people generally make and security of skills is wishful thinking. It's want to be something to be true, if even it isn't true. And so you noticing that you is not really true because what you want to be true. This is a very difficult trap to avoid. I like to say it's certainly what I find myself having problems with. First, to just take that approach. That your own story is born and you're going to be born. And so it's logical feedback, particularly from friends. My friends, if somebody loves you, they want the best for you. They want to tell you the best thing. So you have to ask them, as I do really want to be known. And then they will tell you, thank you very much. It's great for the world's government submits and have a legend who's raised individuals for the humanity to share their talk, his idea, his vision, his challenges, and have a life. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.